Brunch, and a happy Valentine's Day to all who celebrate. Happy Galentine's Day, happy Palentine's Day. This is my little Valentine. She got the ugliest haircut the other day. They shaved her down. She looks naked. She's very insecure about it. Although part of that is probably because I keep calling her ugly. You look so ugly. Oh, yeah. All right. So we are going to be making just, because we're all sad and alone. We're just going to, oh, yeah. Yeah, we're making out on camera. Oh, my God. What kind of show are these people not paying for? So anyway, we are going to be making just some chocolate chip cookies today. We're going to be making them some scratch, though, so that way if you want to eat the dough, you just can. Poppy! Yes, Poppy. Oh, she's so cute. Well, she was cuter when she didn't have her ugly haircut, but she's still kind of cute now, like emotionally cute. Anyway, so first things first, we're going to get our flour. It's going to be a cup of flour. Nothing crazy. Oh, okay. We're going to get our measuring cups. I usually like to, for my flour when I make homemade homemade cookies, I usually like to do a little more than the cup, so like I don't like do the hard edge, because you want all of the wet ingredients to stick together, and if they don't stick together, well, then you're just gonna have some runny cookies. When I basically when I wait, it's been a long weekend, a long month, a long 2021 for me so far. Yeah, when I'm making my raw dough just to eat, I don't put as much flour in there because I want it to be a little wet. But yeah, when I'm doing actual cookies, like to bake in an oven, yeah, so that's what we're doing for that. Here's a cup, nothing crazy. Little cup and an overflow. No! Oh no, Poppy, don't eat that. Poppy was about to run off with the vanilla extract. So speaking of, we need a half teaspoon of baking soda. Fun fact, I can't find any of my measuring spoons anywhere, so we're going to use an actual teaspoon. I'm a measure with your heart kind of gal anyway. You all know this, so I'm just going to kind of, that looks like about half of whatever that is, so sure, cool. So there's that. And then we do a half teaspoon of salt as well. Old school teaspoon. It's vintage. I'm going like vintage vibes today. Ha cha cha cha. Poppy's crying. All right. So next, I'm going to add my butter. Now again, this always varies on whether or not I'm making just raw dough to eat or cookies. If you put too much butter in your cookies, they're going to go like, and then they're going to form like one thin, cookie crisp on your thing. You don't want that. Poppy, I understand that you're trying to help, but you are not. I'm going to move this for a hot second. Do-do-do-do. Poppy's been feeling a wee bit sick recently. There's too many variables for us to know why. She is on some new medication, some anti-anxiety medications. We don't know if her body's just not reacting to that very well. We don't know if it's the stress from the past couple of days because she has had a stressful couple of days. We don't know if it's from her wet food because we switched over to a different kind of wet food. We don't really know. Okay. So I'm just going to have like 2 big old chunks of butter. All right. So you can go over meow. And also, I keep using I can't believe it's not butter, butter believe it, butter not believe it, because it was I can't believe it's not butter. Ah-ha-ha. All right. So next, after that, you pack a half a cup with brown sugar. You don't just like put it in it, you like smush it down. Which I always kind of hate doing because then I immediately have to take it back out to put it into the bowl. But you want as much brown sugar in this half cup thing as possible. Now, you're going to put basically a total of a cup of sugar in here, but it's a half cup of brown sugar, half a cup of granulated sugar. Granulated sugar is just fancy for white sugar. But like the difference between brown sugar and white sugar is basically like brown sugar has all that stuff added back into it after it's been stripped. After it's been stripped. stripped of all of the molasses and stuff. But basically, like, I just add some extra sweetness to it without having to put like 50 pounds of sugar in here and then immediately booking a dentist appointment. Sugar. Trap the sugar in there. Also, as some of you may have noticed, I had my little brown sugar, my open brown sugar package in a Ziploc baggie. I've noticed that PG-13. Yeah, I had it in a little Ziploc baggie because it I've noticed that brown sugar, at least wherever I store it, gets dry really fast. It will dry out immediately. We're not doing that. So I always put it in a little Ziploc baggie, keep it airtight. So that way it is ready to use the next time I need it. I always feel like I've been to like the beach, but like a sexy candy beach after I've been dealing with brown sugar. Get out. All right. And then we have a half a cup of sugar. All right. There's like smoke coming from this. Great. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay. We're just going to dump that in there as well. All right. Ah, yes. My vanilla extract, the thing that Poppy was about to run off with in her mouth. A little bit of that. I'm actually using a wee bit too much, but you know what? It's going to be extra vanilla-y today. After this, we do an egg. Hello, I'm too close to the camera so I can get an egg out of my fridge. Hello, world. Okay. Eggs. Great. Singular egg. I'll put you back in. Ha. All right. Bam, bam. All right. There's one egg. You don't want it to taste too eggy unless you would like your cupcakes to taste. Why do I keep saying cupcakes? Unless you want your cookies to taste extra eggy. That's fine. And what I usually do is I mix this all together first, and then I add my my chocolate chips to it, so that way it's not like an extra difficult process. I already have something like smooth for it to go into. So that's what I'm about to do right now. Excellent. Yes, I love that. We love puns here. I've been getting kind of lazy with my food puns. My drink puns are still on point, but my food puns, mostly because I'm just so excited about the food. I'm like, I can't even think about what to call this other than what it is. All right. And I'm just mixing by hand because we all have that extra aggression we need to work off. I have a lot, not even because of the holiday, honestly. I love Valentine's Day, even if I'm like not seeing anyone. I always tell people my favorite color is Valentine's Day because I love reds, pinks, whites, purples, and glitter. So that's like what I'm about. Plus all the candy and like the rose-shaped candy and the heart-shaped boxes and all that cute stuff. I love the aesthetic. I don't care if I'm seeing someone or not. It's just, it's cute. It's cute. It's a cute time. I don't get those people that are like, I'm not even seeing anyone, so I just like hate this holiday. Like, get a friend then. Make some friends. Have a Palentine's Day. Have a Galentine's Day. Have your mom be your Valentine, honestly, which sounds sad until you realize that like moms do shit. So oof. All right. This is almost all mixed together. This is just what we're working with right now. We hate Valentine's Day and it's our anniversary. We're contrarians. Well, you know what? Maybe that was just the universe being like, you hate it so much? You hate it? You really hate it? You want to be reminded of it every single day for the rest of your lives? Seriously? All right, now I'm going to add these chocolate chips in. These are milk chocolate ones because if Poppy accidentally eats any of those, it's not going to be as bad for her as if she accidentally eats any dark chocolate ones. It's the cocoa that really fucks up a dog. If she accidentally gets one of these in her mouth or something, it's not going to be the end of the world. Haha. All right. Poppy heard me say her name about 40 times and has now run over to ask what the hell is happening. I've had some of these left over from some hot cocoa bombs I made for various things last year. I'm just going to use the rest of them in here. Great. So here you can see that's all cute and pretty. So we're going to get really fun now. We're going to get really fun now. It's like a fun time. Oh, yep. All right. I'm going to pan the shit out of this. Now, here's what we're going to do. I have these cute little things from Shein. You can tell that I've already used them to make cookies this morning. They're little, you can use them for eggs, you can use them for pancakes, you can use them for cookies. And that's what we're going to do. So I have my heart-shaped one, because you deserve all the love on Valentine's Day. Some flowers to get your sweetie some flowers. And a star, because I'm a star. All right. And what I do is, you know what? I'm just going to use my hands. I'm going to use my hands because I'm not seeing anyone for Valentine's Day. So if I have sticky cookie hands, oh well, it's going to be a me problem. All right. So I just kind of, I'm not sure if any of you can see this. So I'm going to move my camera. Hello. Okay, hang on. I can't do this one-handed. All right. So you're going to go here. I'm going to try and move you somewhere that people can see what's happening. Hey-oh! All right. See, and I have dough in my hair already. Ooh la la. All right. So I'm just kind of, you can do this with a spoon if you want to be like neat. I don't, because I'm probably going to eat a lot of this raw dough as is after this show is over. What else? She's so handy. She doesn't even know. All right. Shoving this in here. Shoving this in here. Wow. Get this last one in here. This last one in here. Oh no. Get in there. Okay. All right. So we all know cookies. These will poop out a bit. I am eating this raw dough off my hands. You never know. That could be my thing, but my problem this whole time. I'm getting rid of my sticky cookie hands. My true love is out there like, oh, when can I find someone with some sticky cookie hands? Oh, I'm back. What up? All right. So what would happen in a normal world is that these would go in the oven for 10 minutes. We don't have that kind of time, so I pre-made some so y'all can see. And so we can get this show on the road. Look at these. Look at these. So for the heart one, I took the little X, because like they poof up, they make like a little muffin top if you put a lot in there, and I put a lot in there, so it's fine. So I took the one off of the heart, so that way you could see what it looks like without. And then also if you want just extra cookie, if you want to fill with icing or something, and you have a little ridge, you can also just leave them as is. So without further ado, the people I actually have on today's show are Punchline Loading Comedy. I love them so much. They're actually nominated for a Young House Theater Award. That award show is next week. I'm also nominated for some of those. Punchline Loading is very dear to my heart. So many of my friends are in that sketch group. We have a little trailer to show you. We're going to get into the interview. It's going to be a whole fun time. Hooray! I'm going to eat so many of these.
Like another girlfriend falling victim to the unstoppable hometown hunk. You know the type. The stoic farmer with a heart of gold who volunteers at the local soup kitchen. Hmm. The lovable lumberjack with a beautiful singing voice and the need to start a family. The guy lurking in the shadows of her past, probably from the Midwest, with just enough of a beard to look woodsman-y, but not so much that he looks serial killery.
I made some soup. You want some?
Okay, so now it's up to you, Leanne. You choose who you think has too much baggage.
Well, the tickling's a little weird, Skylar. I don't know if I want to tickle me Elmo in the bedroom. Mike, I need a man who's willing to go out of his way for me, even if that means putting down the toilet seat. It's a tough call, but...
Wait a minute. What about Arnold's baggage?
Oh, he's fine. Ultimately, I need a man who can respect me as a woman and my womanhood. So, Mike, you have too much baggage.
Whatever. At least you know I'm not getting pissed on the seat.
All right, everybody, please welcome to Bard Brunch, Punchline Loading.
Woo, woo, woo! Part of Punchline Loading.
Yes,
Hello.
Punchline Loading, as some press releases have said before.
You know, we'll take it.
As long as they're talking about you, right? As long as they're promoting your shows.
No
That's
press is
pressing
bad
without
press.
press, exactly,
Yeah, that's
exactly.
what's up.
So, for those who don't know you, I know a lot of people who watch this show also watch your show as well. But for those who don't know who you are, please explain to the audience a little bit about who y'all are and about loading in general.
Who are we? Well, I'm Saturday Lawson, and
I'm Kevin Gonzalez.
I am the creator and the founder of the Punchline Loading sketch comedy group. We used to perform in a real theater way back pre-pandemic, which seems like so long ago, back in the old days. But now we've pretty much been exclusively performing virtually. We've been doing virtual sketch comedy shows similar to what our live shows would be, but just pre-recording the shows, editing them, doing a lot more working on like infomercial parodies, commercial parodies, dating show parodies, reality show parodies, things like that. And then we do like a little virtual show. We usually have a live host, so it still has an interactive element. And yeah, we've been working on that for pretty much the past year. We have our Valentine's Day show coming up later today, so for those that are free, our show is at 3:00 today, so tune in. The tickets are only $5.
What? Right?
Yeah.
And you can pay for that through your Venmo or Saturday's Venmo or Kevin's PayPal, right? We'll post the ways to get to that in the comments, but don't worry, you'll be able to find it, everyone. When I first met you, this was actually at the auditions for Punchline Loading, where you introduced yourself as TV's Kevin Gonzalez. How does that feel for that to be a reality?
Yeah, that was one of my like comedic personas that I like developed, and I would do like parody, like PSA, like videos and stuff. And I think I remember the one I think I performed for you guys were the PSA on like buying pads or something like that. Yeah, tampons and stuff. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna throw tampons into the crowd and stuff. And I remember after I left, I was like, was that stupid to say? Like, are they looking at me like, why is this guy walking around with a pocket full of tampons just ready to throw at the ready?
Always have a pocket of tampons at the ready. You never know when you might need them. That's
you get to mix a bit. I don't want to see it.
Yeah, but like I don't know. I just developed this idea that everywhere I would go, I'd be like, hi, welcome. I'm TV's Kevin Gonzalez, and just be known as that actor who was on TV but has never been in anything that you can like be like, oh, I know where you're from, kind of thing.
And now he is actually TV's Kevin Gonzalez, because he is performing things on TV.
Listen, we've contrasted your show to my television many a time, so
There
accuracy.
you go. Exactly.
You know, it's like we're on TV now. Putting your own show up on your own TV may seem a little vain, but like the amount of times that we've been doing it through this whole pandemic, like watching ourselves perform is
Well,
is
sometimes
it
also,
vain or
like,
is it supportive?
well, like if you were really on TV, you would like watch yourself on TV.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
So like, why not? So tell us. I know that you guys theme for holidays, but tell us a little bit about some of the sketches that we're going to see tonight or this afternoon.
Ooh, yeah, we have a lot. So one of my personal favorite things to do is making fun of infomercials because I just feel like they're just always ridiculous already. And, you know, there's no way that you could be like, no, that's too extreme. An infomercial would never do that. So that's a fun thing that we like to play with. So we have a couple like infomercial sketches, dating apps, a lot of reality shows because Kevin and I specifically have been really
Going
into
through
watching
all of the reality shows.
all of the trashy reality shows. Like we've been working our way from like least to most trashy essentially. We started with Survivor and we've recently been watching Flavor of Love. So that tells you how that
Yeah.
transition has been going. So we have a couple dating shows making fun of like the Love is Blind kind of thing with, you know, dating in quarantine or dating shows, you know, with a new element to it because there are so many dating shows, reality shows. It's a very oversaturated market. So now it seems like everything is so gimmicky. They're trying to find like a weird and interesting thing to be like, well, dating in only like 5 days or dating without your sense of sight or like dating without this. So we played around with different ideas with that. Lots of ways to like improve Valentine's Day through like technology. We have like dating apps, the medication one that you were doing, you know, there's things for if your partner is not necessarily as romantic, things that are semi based on real experiences we've had in the past. So we were like drawing on like, oh, remember this person or this situation, and like so it's fun to draw based on real experiences and then make it even more over the top because obviously it's sketch comedy. So
I love that. And I saw your opening for this on Friday. I was there in a little backstage area just in case because Wi-Fi is always crazy and always having a backup is needed.
yeah.
I'm so happy to see that your show is still doing so well and you guys are still creating, especially because this was a bit of a petty project when it got started. It was born because there was another sketch group that Saturday started that flew off the rails. And then she decided to just keep trucking and start a whole new thing from scratch. And now look where we are.
Yeah, and it ended up being like the best sketch group ever. I feel like I have a long laundry list of like ex sketch groups that I've worked, you know, like so many different like trial and error processes where it's like, you know, sometimes the group isn't, you know, you don't gel with the group or the group, you know, has like different ideas that don't work or it just fizzles or dissolves. But yeah, this was definitely started as like a petty project kind of thing. Genny knows all the tea about, you know, all the craziness that went down a year ago, even pre-pandemic, the drama that was when we thought that that was the most dramatic thing that would happen, and then the shutdown happened. So, but yeah, it's been a really great group. We've had pretty much everybody's been in the group since the beginning, except Peyton, who's been our newest cast member, who is amazing. She hosted the show on Friday, and she's so much fun. She's also in the Powerpuff Girls Chemical X improv show with Genny and I. So we already knew that she was fantastic at like improv and comedy style. So it's been a really great group. I'm hoping we can grow it further and maybe have more featured members, bring on like featured writers or things like that in the future. So lots of fun opportunities, hopefully, even though right now it's still pretty much only virtual. So better safe than sorry.
Of course. We're all doing everything we can to try and make sure that like we're still able to create, but we're also like staying safe and everything.
Yeah.
And I really do appreciate your group for doing that because there are people that like do these insane things where they have their whole group like pod together for like 3 weeks before they even film something. And I'm like, how
who has the time?
What is
And the beauty of it is that like everybody's in the same boat. Like we were even watching Saturday Night Live and they had a few episodes that they did that were Saturday Night Live at home.
Yeah.
And we were like, that's pretty much exactly what we've been doing. Like the style of the sketches, the way that they did it, like they did ones that were supposed to be a Zoom call, which is something we utilize a lot too, because
For sure.
that's the reality of the world we're living in. You know, it's a little frustrating. I don't know if you've had this experience, but it's like so annoying when I feel like shows either completely ignore COVID and pretend like they're in an alternate reality, or they only focus on COVID. And it's like, all we can do is talk about COVID, everything's this. So I feel like we found a good middle ground of like acknowledging the world we're living in, but you know, sort of finding those jokes in it and finding the funny things that happen, because we are in the world where people are having birthday parties on Zoom. They're doing gender reveals, they're doing, you know, weddings, they're doing Valentine's Day, group dates, you know, things like that are all happening on Zoom. So that's just the truth of it. And in learning that new media, there's obviously a lot of comedy in that with, you know, muting and unmuting yourself and like animals coming into the shot, animals meaning pets. I don't know what other, unless you're Joe Exotic, unless Carol Baskin makes a reappearance.
Yeah, the world is very strange right now. There was even a wedding the other day of our Silent but Deadly photographer, Giancarlo, and his now wife, Dana, because they want a Dunkin' Donuts get married at our drive-through ceremony. And they
I need
tweeted
one.
out
I need
that
one.
this is the best thing in the world.
Right?
Yeah.
It was wild. A drive-through marriage is something that you would never think would be like something that's like coveted right now, I guess. Like I don't want to say like that it's like the height of, you know, but
Like, especially if you don't I don't want to do that in my personal life. Like once the quarantining is over, I mean, I'm not dating anyone anyway, so it has to wait in the first place. But like you're in and out in like 5 minutes. You still look cute and you get donuts afterwards, and it's great. And then if it is in the after times of all of this, then you get to go to the reception and have fun. Like I don't want an 80-year-long ceremony. Let's just do this at a Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru. This is amazing. This is
cut to the chase and give me my treats. Like
Get that on her shirt.
Get that on the shirt. Give me my treats.
I don't care if I marry this guy. Just give me my treat.
But the donuts though, but I do get the donuts.
They're free, right? They're free donuts? Okay.
I don't know if they did this, but I was like, they should have had rings that were like donuts like Dunkin' Donut rings that looked like the frosted donut.
Hindsight, y'all. Sorry, I'm also drinking a giant strawberita right now because your girl has no plans for Valentine's Day except for maybe going into my theater and painting a green screen wall. So who knows?
That's such a good idea too, because we were talking about that. Like we painted our living room literally, not a green screen wall, but we have a blue wall because it's also just my favorite color. Can't tell by the blue hair. And it's perfect for like the same thing, like using the virtual backgrounds and stuff like that. And it's just a nice like backdrop thing. But
yeah. It makes virtual work so much easier.
It really does. And that's something that like, you know, you would think, I remember like pre-pandemic, I was like, oh, I don't need a green screen. Like, when am I ever going to use that? And now like we use the green screen all the time because it's so easy to switch backgrounds, or if we need to have a fake reality where we are in the same room as other people in the sketch, or, you know, other people that we can't physically be in the room with, you can do the same virtual background and it just makes life easier.
Yes. I know we focused a little bit on this for Silent but Deadly, where I made everyone be in one room with the green screen technology.
The box.
But oh my god,
Which was insane.
It was
that was amazing.
It looked so cool.
It was hard to get everything like on the right page and edited together, because for those who didn't get to see the Silent but Deadly sketch, we managed to get everyone the same virtual background, and then I edited things together. That way, one performer would basically be reacting to like one or two people behind her who had already done their part, and they were all smushed together in one video. But like her virtual background was actually a video, and she was reacting to these like two other people who had already done their things. It was a lot of work to write out and like figure out what to do, but once it was there, it was spectacular, and I'm so happy that we're all still like creating and doing things right now.
Me too. And I'm glad that you've also been able to like, you know, do so many different productions, start Bard Brunch, and like all of these other shows, like it helps. We were just talking about this the other day too, but it's nice to like be in a group and be surrounded by other artists that also want to be creating, because it's easy to kind of slip into that laziness of being like, oh, well, what can we do? Like, you know, fuck it. But when there's other people and everybody else that wants to be doing stuff, and it's like, okay, we haven't done a show in a while, or we haven't been able to do this, and that we would normally do. It's nice to be like, oh, well, we can do this. We can use StreamYard. We can use YouTube. We can use Zoom, and, you know, find different ways to convene and still make art and be happy.
Right. I know so many people that have even canceled like full festivals that were these big deal things because they didn't have the emotional energy to make it work. And while I understand that, especially like Zoom burnout and quarantine fatigue and all that stuff, there are people who want to be creating right now.
Yeah.
And it does suck to see so many things shutting down, closing down, all of that stuff. My company's getting a lot of weird kudos being like the one company to buy a theater space during the pandemic because we're like,
yeah, congratulations. Sour grapes.
We are sour. I'm incredibly bitter about a lot of things. But
another petty project.
So just speaking of the before times and stuff as well, we all, of course, have our horror story, the things that have happened to us on stage or since we've been in the pandemic for like a year now, things that have happened to us online that have caused like massive heart attacks. One that I don't talk about very often, but this happened to me for 2 separate full-length shows now. I'm Your Hamlet and the sequel, Midsummer Night's Dream. Our character who plays Cliff, McKylan Rowe, who I love, and I love working with him, and he's going to be actually at my Players Theater show in March.
Nice.
Both times the day of filming for group shots, he texted me that like he could not make it. The first time he was like on a boat with his family and they wouldn't let him leave for like an hour, and I was like, understandable. You're on a boat, that's fine. You're on a boat. The other one was a work conflict that he like had to cover a shift for somebody, and I'm like, that's fine. I can't get in the way of your job. But also both times I had to read in for him and then film all of his scene lines and reactions after the fact, and then edit his screen on top of my screen, edit my audio out, and also sync it all up so that way his lines would come out the exact same time when they were supposed to. Because like I read at different speeds than other people did, and like we had multiple takes of the other ones, whereas with just him we would just do like one and done. So it was a lot of work. It looked wonderful. And a lot of people don't know that that's what happened, but like, oh god, every single time I'm just like, and is my face accidentally gonna pop up instead of McKylan's? Who knows?
We'll see. Surprise. Yeah, that for me personally has been the hardest part of doing virtual stuff, because I'm very much an idea person, and that's been a little hard. Is I'll come up with an idea for something and then I'm like, fuck, how am I gonna do this on like Zoom, or like, oh, this is gonna be so much more work for me to edit because I am like the least technologically savvy millennial in the world. Like I feel like everybody grew up. I always say this. I'm like, I feel like everybody grew up, like our generation started to grow up with technology, and they were like, oh, you guys got this, and nobody really taught us how to do it. And I was like, wait, I don't got it though. Like I don't know. And so I'm still trying to figure out like editing and stuff. But luckily Kevin has been my lovely at-home tech support and teaching me how to edit and making all of those things. So that's been very helpful because I get very stressed out at technology, and I'm like, why can't you just work? Just know what I mean. Just do it.
I got that all the time. I'm constantly even like after the fact, like, oh man, why didn't this happen? There's actually even a whole scene in Midsummer Night's Dream that had to be filmed after the fact as well. But it turns out a lot of it was Peyton and I had to film just one scene of hers after the fact. And it was like a breakout room scene, so it wasn't with the whole group. But for some reason, like most of her reactions and the first thing that she said of every line was completely frozen. So I had to do some weird editing tricks for those group shots. I tried to like put little overlays on that said connection unstable, so that way it would like have a reason for it to look a little choppy and weird.
That's smart, yeah.
It was like, ooh, I felt so bad. And I was like, because she kicked ass in that scene, and then you didn't get to see 90% of her reaction because the screen was just frozen the entire time, and you're just like,
Yeah, that's the frustrating thing too, is all the like technological errors when you're like, God, this would have been so much easier to just have everyone on stage. But
Um, but of course, we all have our before time horror stories as well. One of mine was from one of our last mime show performances, actually. We did this thing and we would always set it up ahead of time with the building next door to us because we were savvy and cool and smart like that. And that Chris would exit out the back of the theater and basically go through the building next door. Again, we like set things up for them, so it was fine. We would go through the building next door, or no, she would leave. She'd leave somehow and come back. Yes, she'd leave through.
we don't know how she did it.
Come out through the backstage. Yes, that's what it was. It's been almost a year since we've done the show, but she would actually leave through the front of the theater and then come back around to the back. And again, we'd like set it up with a building next door. It was fine. One of our final performances, we had a brand new bartender at the space who had locked the door without telling us. So when we were trying to get out, and then he followed us backstage when like some of us were trying to change and started like loudly talking. Like, dude, we're in a performance right now. What are you doing? No.
Mid-show. It's called Silent But Deadly. So as you can imagine, there were no lines to cover up.
It was really frustrating and weird. Anyway, that's one of, and like it was strange. There was a lot that went on there. There was like because also that like same day also like I was feeling really overheated. One of the other mimes was also feeling really overheated because that was like not the first time we went backstage too. Like we were feeling really overheated, and then we got like kind of snipped at for being outside anyway, and we're like, why? Why?
The mimes need to breathe. We need the fresh air.
This is like the second time that like in the same show things went awry, and we're like, no, okay.
Not about that. Yeah.
And then we were shut down, so we never got to do that over. Of course, now in our theater, there's a skylight backstage.
Ooh.
That's pretty fancy.
And the actual previous tenants told us, like, for some of our shows, we would use that skylight as a ladder to get out from backstage and around the front. And I was like, oh, so we can still do the trick? This is great.
That's amazing. Climbing through the
Have
skylight.
you tried it yet?
We have not tried it yet because we do not have a ladder yet. So
Once we get a ladder, it's over for you. We got all the...
We have time.
Mimes are going to be running through.
Not everyone's vaccinated yet, so we got time to get a ladder. It's fine.
Yeah.
Of course, if either of you have any horror stories that you would like to share, either during the pandemic of something gone horribly wrong, or pre-pandemic, anything like high school scenarios not going right, anything, please feel free to share with the clan.
Oh my gosh, I can't. I'm like trying to think of like all of them because I'm like, there's so many. This isn't really that much of a horror story, but the first thing that popped in my head was just like a funny scenario of like just one of the downfalls of doing theater physically in person is I'm sure you're familiar with the Producers Club venue that has like a lot of small black box type they're not black box theaters, but like, you know, small-ish theaters that are all in the very close range to each other. And the one show that I did there, that was a great show and I really loved it. It was it was called Behind Glass Walls, The Anxiety Plays. So it was a very like serious look at you know, doing therapy and dealing with like mental illness throughout, you know, teenage years to like early adulthood, especially for women. And it was really well written. It was a very dramatic show, obviously. But right next to us, literally sharing a wall with us, was the Golden Girls drag show. So every few scene changes, you would just hear a bunch of very loud belting people who for some reason had microphones, even though it was like a less than 100 seat theater, screaming "thank you for being a friend" through the wall. So that was a very interesting arrangement to try to stay in character when you're on stage, like nearly in tears, and then someone in the other room is like, "Blanche, what are you doing?" And you're like, you know, like, okay, like keep it together. I'm supposed to be sad. Yeah.
That's always rough. It's hearing the things that are happening in the other spaces around you. I even know from doing a Fifth Dimension a few times at the Crane Theater. We would always do it New Year's Eve, and of course we would always do it New Year's Eve, and there was a bar above us. So while we wouldn't end at New Year's Eve, we'd always end like 15 minutes before, so we'd do a countdown and give out champagne. It was just a raucous time.
Yeah.
Always upstairs. So we'd have like this. It was campy and fun. We always have these big campy, fun, like dramatic moments, and then you woo upstairs, and we're like, oh, let's make it work. Let's make
They
it work.
really liked that line. You just hear like, woo!
The applause upstairs.
Thank you.
I have one. Oh, I definitely. I haven't done as much theater, but there's a show that I was in that was called Acclamation, and it was this very serious part in where one of my friends / coworkers comes into the office with a gun, ready to seek revenge on another coworker that basically cost him his job. And in this scene, he's supposed to just trip over a bag and then shoot himself or whatever. And it's supposed to cut to black right before he hits the ground and shoots himself. But I remember, the director was just so hell-bent on letting the audience see that he falls on the gun first and then blacking out and then using the sound effect for whatever reason. And it never really worked, but this time especially didn't work because as soon as he fell, it took a whole maybe 2-3 seconds, felt like an eternity, for it to go black. And then right after that, instead of the gunshot sound effect that was supposed to come, was a telephone ringing.
Oh no!
And we're all supposed to be screaming like, ah, like a gun going off, and all you hear is just like, ding. And we just I just remember just getting out of there because I was like, I'm not even gonna pretend to scream.
I can't.
This is ridiculous.
Oh my God.
Death by phone.
Death by phone.
Oh, it's Death calling.
Who's there? It's Death.
I don't know how you've seen Peter Pan Goes Wrong, which is on Amazon, but it's from the Play That Goes Wrong people, and there is one of those things that actually they did on purpose, but of course it's built on that sound cue thing. For some reason, every other scene, a cab sound effect like this happens, and they have to be like, yes, a cab in Neverland. Thank you.
Look, my cab is here that I hailed earlier.
So at least yours was kind of during a blackout where y'all could just leave.
You could just be like, not
Yeah,
my
just like,
problem.
no,
I'm out of here.
Not my job, not my prob.
Not my job, not my prob.
So before I let you go, please give us any other tidbits, because we've been talking for a while. For people who don't know, Saturday and Kevin are friends of mine. I love them both so much. But that also means that I will just ramble and just talk about nothing for a very long time.
Us too.
So please give everyone watching at home just one final thing each from each of you, so you don't have to pick one thing. You can do two things. One thing each that you're really excited for the audience to see tonight for your show.
I would say I'm very excited for one of my fake commercial scenes. The way that I added some of the music elements in, so I've gotten better at adding in multiple layers of effects, of music, sound effects, and visual effects, and I think it worked out really well. There's a lot of comedic elements in it, kind of dark comedy, ironic things in my last sketch. So I'm excited for the sound effects in that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, what am I excited for? There's so much I'm excited for. I think I'm excited just to see. I feel like we were extremely wacky in this one. We definitely went overboard, not overboard, but definitely were a lot more goofier than any of our other shows. So I'm more excited for the audience to see that.
And Kevin is hosting our show live tonight too, or today, I should say.
I right now. I don't know.
What is life?
So yeah, thank you both so much for being on. I love having y'all on the show. Whenever your next one is, of course I'll know about it because I'm in the group chat. But I'll get you another Bard Brunch so you can talk about that one some more. And yeah, I'm excited.
Yay! Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having us.
Pleasure.
Enjoy your delicious strawberryta for brunch.
Thank you so much. It's as big as my face.
Yes.
All right, cheers, y'all.
Adios.
All right, so before I do my little sign off thing, we have one more video to show you. So please sit back with your heart-shaped cookies if you decided to do that with me. Oh no, a broken heart. Oh no. Please just sit back, relax, enjoy. I'm very drunk. Enjoy this. Goodbye.
So, your results came back.
Oh, sorry, I was just watching Naruto Shippuden. So fucking epic. Have you watched any of it?
No, I don't know what that is.
Dude, you're missing out. So, it's a spinoff of Naruto. You know what Naruto is, right?
No, but listen, we need to talk about
you
results.
haven't seen Naruto? What? Like, do you live under a rock?
No, we just
Okay,
need to
don't
talk.
you have kids? Oh, wait. You're one of those parents that have like weird parental controls on your TV and internet, aren't you? Depriving your kids of anime. You're a monster.
I'm not even around my kids. I'm a doctor.
Okay.
Sorry, my kids are none of your concern. But this is, you tested positive for coronavirus. You appear to be asymptomatic, which means that
You're fucking shitting me.
unfortunately I'm not.
Oh, this is fucking shit. This is, oh my God. Nothing like this has ever happened to me. Like, I could die. Wait, I could literally die, right?
Well, we'll have to take additional blood tests to track the progression, but I think you'll probably be all right.
So it's like in ninja stealth mode?
Well, actually, I guess that's one way to look at it.
All right. Hell yeah. Ooh. Wait, my dog. Do you think my dog has it?
Well, I'm not sure. Someone would have to take him to get tested.
Yeah. Hold up, Doc. I gotta tell my best friend about this.
Actually, we only have 5 minutes left to this call.
Yeah.
Oh,
Man.
dude, you're
What?
not even gonna believe this, okay?
What?
I totally caught Rona, dude.
What? Dude, what? How?
I don't know. My doctor thinks I got it from my dog flea bag, but I guess that's like the best way to contract something, because like, how could I be mad at that face?
No, Patrick. I did not say that. I merely suggested that you get your dog tested.
One sec, cuzzo. My doctor's still on the call. Yo, Dr. Blah, mute yourself.
It's Dr. Claw.
Yeah, whatever. That's basically what I said. I'm gonna have to hit you back. You free tomorrow?
No, actually, I have a full day of scheduled meetings, so we should talk
Great.
about
I'll
it.
talk to you then.
Patrick, don't hang up. Listen to me.
Yo. Sorry about that, bro. My doctor's being a total mom. What is that?
Dude, if you have to talk to your doctor, I mean, I can go. You do have it, right?
Yeah, but like, I'm asymptomatic, so like, I'm good.
Nah, listen, I don't know about that, all right? Maybe you should call your doctor back, all right? I'm not sure you should be.
Nah, bro. Yo, we should totally go to the mall tomorrow. Oh shit, also, tonight, did you hear about the pool party Limpic is throwing? Dude, we gotta be in there, bro. Your crush Jessica is gonna be there, and she's looking like a snack.
How are you thinking about a pool? Dog, you need to take care of yourself, all right? You should be thinking about your health, not some like pool party or the mall, dude. Dude, get some rest. I'll call you back tomorrow. Definitely hit your doctor back up, because it sounded like she was about to tell you some real serious stuff. I mean, Corona, you know, really taking it as lightly as.
Ugh, what a fucking. Gotta love that kid though. Really do. Kind of packed, man. Oh man. Make sure I got my towel. I ain't got no bathing suit, but. Yo, it's fucking Gaylord Olympic. Dude, it's been a minute, man. What's up? You good? Yo, you pre-gaming early? Oh, what's that, Tito's?
No.
Listen, man, is it cool if I come through early?
Sure.
Yo, anything you want me to bring, I got you.
Corona.
Huh? What about Corona?
Bring a case.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no problem.
Seriously, I heard you caught Rona.
What? Who? Shit. Oh, can't doctors keep anything confidential, man? Damn.
And you?
No. See, I was just kidding. I got you.
Right. Either way, come through.
Wait, seriously? You don't mind?
Do I mind? I had Corona for weeks and I'm chilling now.
Oh, wait, so you're not showing any symptoms either?
You're funny. My lungs like a pair of dried up figs and felt like a vacuum working in reverse. I just got out of the hospital a few weeks ago. I recovered fast. Good genetics, I suppose. Figured I'd celebrate. Theme of the party is death cheetahs. If you can outlast Rona, you've cheated death, right? Oh, fuck, I died.
Yeah.
All right, Patrick, see you in a few. Don't forget to bring actual case of Corona beer.
Yeah, I'll bring 2.
Bring extra.
More than 2?
Extra Corona.
Yeah, but like, how many cases?
2.
I just said, all right, I'll bring as much as I can carry. All right.
Bet.
Bitch get rolled. Yeah, get rolled like a stone or like a home, like your dome, your browser, just like Chrome. All in my shadow. I guess y'all clones. Yeah, I guess y'all clones. Everywhere I go, the people wanna know. Oh, it's not.
Still relevant. All y'all acted like this is fine and you're fine now to just go out and do stuff. No, you are not. And you are the reason why we still have to wear masks and do all of this stuff, because y'all just won't stay inside and not leave your damn homes. All right. Anyway, thank you again for Punchline Loading for coming on the show. Next week, we are actually going to have the creators and hosts of the Young House Theater Journal, because also next Sunday is the Young House Theater Awards. So we're going to be talking about all about their so many reviews that they have done throughout the pandemic, why they started this award show, all of this amazing, wonderful stuff. Also, if any of y'all have ever seen Ricky and or Dana in the comment section of Bard Brunch, that's them. So yay, you're gonna see the faces. It's gonna be a great time. But again, thank you all to Punchline Loading for coming on the show, all of that wonderful stuff. And yeah, the next Punchline Loading is today at 3 p.m. So in like an hour and 10 minutes. So snuggle up with your Valentine and get ready to watch some really funny sketch comedy. So see you around.